Part of me for Cordis.
Hey everyone, it's the infamous Dr. Q here, and this is the Black Ops 2 Campaign Challenge Guide, part number 15, for the mission Cordis. Now this mission has some of the most poorly worded challenges in the entire game, and there are 3 challenges involving shooting drones, and only one of those challenges actually makes an effort to distinguish itself from the other 2. But fortunately for you, I'm here to unmuddy the waters and let you know what's what. So the mission starts out with an incredibly loud cutscene, and then some explosions in slow motion, and some more explosions in slow motion, and then another explosion in slow motion, and then David Mason gets knocked unconscious. And that's the only segue they use in this mission. They forgot how to write any other ones. He's got to get knocked out. So you run over and you jump on top of this vehicle and command the SAM. And you need to get 100% impact ratio with this. And what that means is you need to not miss. Easier said than done. You let this first wave pass, and then when you get a clear line of sight, and they're all locked on, fire with the SAM. The second wave will make a strafing run that misses you completely, so you can let them pass. Make sure you got a clear line of sight, they're all locked on, and then fire. Now the third wave you want to shoot before it comes in on the strafing run. So get zeroed in on them and fire as quickly as possible with them all locked on. And keep shooting them before they come in, otherwise you will get destroyed and have to start over. Now, unfortunately, the career record updated indicator doesn't happen directly at the end of the sequence. It will show up shortly after Anderson flies in the jet and you have a little conversation with her. And it also appears against a backdrop of like white fluffy clouds and clear sky, so it's barely visible, especially on this lovely Roxio game capture of mine. They make fine products, don't they? Now, I save and quit there too soon, and I didn't get a checkpoint. Which, it's a good thing this isn't my main profile, otherwise I'm kind of upset for not getting that challenge. But anyways, you gotta get 10 sniper headshots from the freeway here, which is quite easy with the Storm PSR, as you can shoot through solid objects. Make sure you don't shoot people in the truck-mounted machine guns, because taking them out will advance the scripted events, and you'll have to go down to the lower level and just keep picking people off. Now you have to protect all the G20 vehicles. So as soon as you get the 10th headshot, just start taking out the truck-mounted machine guns, and make sure you're taking out the snipers and the rocket launchers, and you will keep the vehicle safe. So you drop down to the ground level, and enemy intel number 1 is up ahead and to the left. It's on the ground next to this exploded car here, the dead cop in the driver's seat. So then you run forward and another machine gun truck comes in, you can noob tube it. And then you got a little vehicle section. You go left, you go right, you go forward. If you stop, you die. So here you move along, and Mason gets concussion number 2, and I don't know how Harper survived that crash. That semi should have murder death killed him. And you're unconscious again. And then you wake up outside this hotel in a street populated by enemies and hostile claws. Now, since I've got Harper with me here, he'll run up and take out the first claw. If you don't have Harper, you'll have to noob tube it yourself. And there is a quad rotor in the back of that truck just ahead. Now this one sucks. You only get one, and it fires rockets with varying degrees of inaccuracy. It's mostly intended for taking out the claws, but you can take out some enemies with it. And it gets destroyed shortly after I let it out, right there. If that happens, don't worry. There's more quad rotors in later. Enemy intel number 2 is on the front desk of this little hotel lobby. Take out the enemy claws quite easily with a noob tube. And just when you cross the street here, more quads will come in and you can command them. And that overturned vehicle just ahead on the right, you want to access that to let these guys out. And just keep targeting people with the quads. You should get 8 kills. Somehow I didn't, but it's not all that important that I demonstrate that in this video. It's not an inherently difficult challenge. You might end up having to do this on your 100% survivability run. Not a big deal. Enemy intel number 3 is just at the lower rack in this t-shirt kiosk. And behind this door is a stairway that leads to the rooftop surface-to-air missile site. Once again, I save and quit without a checkpoint like a dummy dumb. And that brought me back outside. And I found out if you run through this door here before letting the guys out of the vehicle, you run back out, you can't let them out of the vehicle. They're donezo. Also grenade danger. Anyways, make it back up to the rooftop. And this one you need to get 30 drones destroyed. You don't have to worry about accuracy, so you can pretty much spam the crap out of the missiles on this thing. It doesn't seem to overheat or run out of ammunition, so don't be shy with it. Ship a lot of drones. Obviously, you want to try to shoot them before they make their strafing runs, so you can stay in the SAM for as long as possible. And once again, you don't get a career record updated immediately after the section. There's a brief interlude before you actually see it, which is fun. Really is kind of hard to keep a tally on how many you've shot down, but you stay alive for a while and just keep spamming the rockets, you should get 30. Right, already. There we go. So there's the career record updated, so now I can move along. And there's one more G20 vehicle that you have to protect, which is fairly easy to do. Just make sure you take out those rocket launcher guys off in the distance there, and then focus your efforts further down the street this way. Take out the machine gun truck. And this guy, for whatever reason, I couldn't shoot through whatever he was standing behind. I should have been able to. And then you get knocked unconscious again. Third time's a charm, right? So after this, you gotta go fly a jet. Even though you shouldn't really be alive at this point for all that brain trauma. And in order to get the 3 drones with 1 shot challenge, you need to protect the ambulance. Now, you'll get a little indicator on it that says follow, but once it rejoins the presidential convoy, you lose that indicator and it just says protect on the presidential vehicle. So you have to manually keep track of this ambulance and make sure it reaches its destination. If you do that, then Captain Anderson regains consciousness and activates the Skyburst missiles on your jet. On PS3, it's L2, so I'm guessing the Xbox equivalent is the left bumper. I could be wrong. But anyways, it fires a burst of missiles that lock onto a target, and getting 3 drones with one shot with that is insanely easy. It's not really anything to worry about. And I actually lost track of the ambulance there, but apparently it did alright. It's hard to tell. Anyhow, you get in this section here where you can turn on the afterburners and just make sure you're locked on, fire the sky bursts, and it's as simple as that. You just gotta fly around, shoot some drones. You can run into a building, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, none of this matters. But anyways, that's it for Cordis DA. Thanks for watching. Please feel free to like, comment, or subscribe if you feel so inclined. So you can like us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter.